Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 2 of Let's Get Cinematic. So, last time me and Colton talked to David Perry and Forrest Bennett about Amityville Thanksgiving. And Jacob watched it with me and Colton, but he wasn't there for the podcast. But now, this week, we have Jacob, but not Colton, so I don't know.
How's it
But
going?
But yeah, we are going to be talking about Silent Night, Bloody Night from 1972, and I went ahead and I got out the Christian Brothers Holiday Nog.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna
there
drink.
we go.
I've had different kinds of like eggnog before. I don't think I've had this brand, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't even remember last time I've had eggnog. Looks good though.
Yeah.
Oh boy, he's got a tall glass going. All right, all
Yeah.
right.
And I
Let's
think
go.
it says it has brandy in it. So this is like brandy and eggnog.
Oh wow,
I think
that's going
I
that's
think I
going to be
just
strong.
yeah, I think this glass just like filled up most of this bottle. It looks like.
Oh my gosh, it looked bigger. That's weird.
Yeah.
Unless your cup's real big. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yup,
But yeah. Like I guess I'll just go ahead and
dude.
yeah. This is pretty good.
Yeah, it looks good. Looks good. Is it
Sometimes
flavored in any kind of way, or is just
yeah, it tastes like eggnog. You can. There's definitely an alcohol taste too. I think the alcohol taste overpowers the eggnog taste, but like it's pretty good though.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
This is
nice,
one of the
nice.
better like sort of like alcohol infused eggnogs I've had.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
Man.
I think before we get into any spoilers, I guess like spoiler free, because like part of the fun of doing this podcast is like I've seen like all of these movies that we're covering, but I think part of the fun is like showing people who've never seen these movies, like showing them these movies. So,
Yeah, for sure.
because like you probably had never seen this, right?
Oh, absolutely not. I didn't even hear
Yeah.
about it until you told me about it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
guess like spoiler free without like spoiling anything. We'll start that way first. What did you think
Yeah.
of this?
It was wild. It took some turns I did not expect it to. I was like, "What?"
Like
Like,
is it something you would like recommend?
I think so. I mean, sure, it's a little bit cheesy, but I mean, it's from the '70s, so what do you
Yeah.
expect? But like, I could recommend it. It was a good watch, good little thriller for sure. They had some like nice little shots and stuff, POVs and everything.
Yeah, like this is like one of my favorite kind of like Christmassy, wintry slasher movies. Like I've seen it
Yeah,
like I think I've seen it like 4 times now. Like I watch it like once a
nice.
I basically watch it like once a year for like the last 4 years. But yeah,
Yeah, a bit of a tradition. Right.
yeah. I just kind of I don't know. I just kind of throw it on. It's like an easy watch. It's quick. It's short. I think
Yeah, for
the
sure.
pacing like it kind of just flies through. Like it doesn't feel boring really.
Yeah, the main part that felt like kind of dragged on was those credits. It felt
Yeah,
like
yeah,
20
yeah.
minutes of credits at the beginning, but other than that, yeah, I see what you're saying for sure.
But yeah, so I guess if you guys have not seen this, I would pause the podcast like right here and like go watch it. It's a public domain movie. Like nobody owns the
Yeah.
rights to this, so it's really easy to find. So like pause this video. In fact, I'll probably have like links in the like description for people to go watch it themselves. And like so yeah, go watch it and then you can watch the rest of this podcast cuz we're going to start like just kind of talking about it. So there's probably going to be some spoilers in here. So yeah, like I guess we can go now. So yeah, this
Let's
movie
do it.
is I think it's extremely convoluted.
A little bit.
Yeah, it's
It felt like
the the
Uh,
the execution of what they're going for is a little sloppy, but I still think it's good. Like I still like watching it, even though, and it's one of those movies
yeah.
where like the more you watch it, like on like second, third viewing, it makes way more sense.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, just watching the first time, I was kind of lost, and I was like, a little bit, I was like, wait a second, like, and I know, like, it does kind of try to throw you off in, like, some instances, like, obviously they were trying to portray the one dude as the killer, the grandson, the whole
Yeah,
time, and, like, I don't know, I got kind of confusing for a second, I was like, what? And
yeah,
also, yeah, I don't know, it was just, yeah, like you said, it felt kind of convoluted, a little bit of, like, a jumbled, like, just kind of jumbled, yeah.
yeah. So
Like
like,
I didn't even realize that they. Oh, sorry. What were you saying?
oh no, what were you saying?
Oh, I was just gonna say though, like the with the mute guy, I didn't like I think I don't know if I looked away for a second or what, but I didn't realize like he had already like he axed the dude's car, but then he's like walking on the road. Like what?
Yeah,
The
so yeah, he kind of just stumbles out in the road,
okay,
and then
gotcha.
their
Like
car
I
hit
was just wondering
him.
how he ended up on the road because I
Yeah,
thought they were like
yeah,
in the car.
it doesn't really show that. It just kind of shows him stumble out.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Yeah, because I was like, wait, how did
this movie like starts kind of showing you what like you're led to believe at first is uh Wilfred Wilfred, that was his name, right? I always forget his name.
yeah.
Wilfred Butler. Yeah, so it starts out with him.
Yeah.
You're led to believe it's him, like burning to death, and then you see like somebody playing a piano, and it's sort of explaining like this house has been empty since this guy supposedly burned to death, and now it's like 20 years later, and the grandson of Wilfred Butler wants to sell the property because he just wants some quick cash. And the town kind of sees that mansion as sort of like a thorn in the town, like it's like a cursed evil. They want it all to be forgotten, like everything that happened in the house. So they want to tear it down, build property over it, and just pretend it never existed. And Jeffrey just wants to make quick cash, so he sends his lawyer to like go have a meeting with them. That's sort of how this whole plot sort of begins.
Yeah. Phew.
And
Man, yeah, it was
his lawyer is kind of like an asshole.
a little bit. Yeah, yeah.
Like
He's like, no, he could have got 250 for it.
like he's literally like cheating on his wife with like this random like woman that he like brought along with him.
Wait, so that dude has a wife? I thought
Yeah.
for some reason
Yeah,
like that was like,
yeah, remember when
oh,
he's
that
on
was his side. Okay, I
Yeah,
didn't know that.
remember like when he was on the little like payphone and he was talking on the phone, he was talking to his wife
Oh,
and his
okay.
kids. Yeah, like this guy's a scumbag.
Yeah, like you said. Yeah. Yeah, like you said, it was really convoluted, so I was like, wait a second, I didn't even realize that. There was like so many
Yeah.
characters at once, and I was just like,
Yeah,
what?
yeah. I mean, on your first watch, I can totally see stuff being missed like that. Just because, like, the movie kind of just keeps going. Like, there's,
Yeah,
but yeah. He's like cheating on his wife
absolutely.
with this random woman, and he's like, he even like buys her a Christmas present. And he's like, you can't open it until like 2 days from now and stuff. And it's like, Jesus Christ. Like, part of me, we don't ever
Dude,
get
like
to.
I thought he. Oh,
Oh, go ahead.
oh no, you're good. I was just gonna say, I thought that was like, I thought he was gonna give her like a ring to like propose to her.
Yeah, see, that's what I was about to say. I think we don't ever get to see what's in that
Yeah,
present, but I'm pretty sure that he was basically just gonna like leave his wife for this woman. That's kind of what it feels like to me. But he's like such a
Wow. What a
scumbag because he's
scumbag.
like he literally like talks to his daughter on the phone or his kid or whatever, and he's like saying like, "Oh yeah, Daddy will be home
Yeah.
soon" or whatever. Yeah. So
What an
yeah.
asshole.
So then, if I remember correctly, they're the first two that die. Also, it's the first like death scene as those two,
um,
where they get like
yeah, yeah.
axed. Yeah,
They
they
got
get
axed.
axed. And like it's actually kind of like a pretty violent scene for something from like 1972.
I know, it was pretty graphic. And like of course, like we knew like, they're up in the beds, okay, yeah, they're gonna die. They're gonna die right here.
Yeah, but like
Like every time in a movie, yeah.
also the other thing you have to think about is like in 1972 there wasn't movies like this really. This is like one of the first of its kind. I think
Yeah. Kind of like
I think like the only other like real slasher movie was Psycho before this.
yeah.
I think this might be
Kind of like a trailblazer of its time.
yeah, I think this might actually be the second slasher movie like ever made. I could be wrong though.
That's wild.
Yeah, this is like the beginning of
Yeah,
like
it could have been some like other.
yeah, this is like the beginning of slasher movies.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I thought they did pretty good, especially for the time, what they had to work with. I mean, they're doing one of the first ones, it's
Yeah,
like
and I'm gonna
they're
look up
just, yeah, they didn't really have much to go off of.
I'm gonna look up the budget real quick because I honestly don't know what it is.
Couldn't have been that high.
Yeah, no, this is definitely like a small budget movie.
Yeah, I thought they did decent with what they had to work with, so yeah.
So yeah, the budget of the original like Silent Night Bloody Night was $295,000 in 1972.
Yeah.
So 295,000 1972 equals so okay, and so in 1972 they said like $21,000 would equal like 149,000 today.
Jeez.
Yeah. So actually the budget wasn't that tiny, I guess.
That doesn't sound like it.
Oh, I found it. I found an
Gosh.
inflation. I think I just found an inflation calculator.
Yeah.
Well, it's not letting me click on it. Okay, here it
That's
is.
weird.
Okay, I found it. So 295,000. And then I have to go all the way back to 1972 on this thing. Okay, so um it's looking like it's like 2,001,134 dollars in today's standards.
All right.
So yeah,
Yeah, it's
295.
definitely not a tiny budget.
Yeah, so the budget would equal about $2 million today, like a little over 2 million.
Jeez.
It yeah, I thought it kind of felt like it was like a smaller budget though.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just for that time. Like, maybe that's just all they could get. for that money.
Yeah.
I don't know. That is kind of weird though. It looked small budget.
Yeah. Yeah, but I guess it was actually pretty decent. So maybe they just paid everybody really good.
Probably that's what it sounds like. I bet for the time, I don't know, like I don't know any of those actors. Like the dude that played the grandson, he looked like a bootleg Jerry Seinfeld or something.
Oh,
Like I don't know these people,
Jeffrey
but
Jeffrey Butler did.
yeah, Jeffrey Butler, yeah, that was his name. Yeah, he
So
looked like the bootleg Jerry Seinfeld.
that
Oh my
actor,
gosh.
that actor's name is James Patterson, and it looks like he was only in 6 movies.
Huh, that's weird.
So we just watched one of the 6 movies he was ever in.
It's wild. Maybe we'll have like
And
a James Patterson marathon.
and you know what's weird?
What?
Silent Night Bloody Night was his final movie.
Oh wow. That was
Yes, that was the
his
last
grand
movie.
exit.
Yeah, so he did. It looks like
Wow.
it looks like his first movie was 1964, and his last movie
Yeah.
was 1972. So he really wasn't in it for very long. It looks like,
Nah. Pretty short career.
and he is dead. He is dead now.
Oh.
Yeah, so he's not around.
R.I.P. R.I.P. James Patterson.
Now the lawyer, the guy who played the lawyer, um, Patrick O'Neill, he was in 44 movies, and a couple of these are pretty well known.
What were the well known ones?
Well, like he's in The Stuff, which I've never seen The Stuff, but it came out in 1985, and it's supposed to be like a pretty classic horror movie. I do want to watch that eventually. And then he was in Under
Yeah, for sure.
Siege. He was in Under Siege, which is a Steven Seagal movie.
Nice.
He was in Like Father, Like Son, which that's like a comedy from the 80s that I've not seen, but like I've heard that it's good. So yeah, he's been in some stuff.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Sounds
then
like it.
the main actress, uh, well, shoot, I've heard of her, but I haven't seen very many movies with her in it. So like the lead actress, Mary Warnov, yeah, I've seen some of the movies she's been in, but not very many. Yeah, she's in quite a few. She's in 101 movies.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Jeez.
I've seen 2% of them. It says according to Letterbox. But like I've
Oh
seen,
man,
yeah,
got
I've
some work.
definitely seen some of those though. And then so the biggest actor in this movie, I don't know if you recognized him or anything. The first time I watched this, I definitely recognized him. There's only one actor that I definitely knew, and that's John Carradine. So John Carradine is the father of, I believe he's yeah, it doesn't say in his little like bio on here, but I think he is shoot, I forgot the names of his sons, but they're both like really well-known actors, and one of them is dead now. But John Carradine,
Mm.
he played the mute, like the mute guy, Toman.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he doesn't really speak in this
Hmm.
movie, but he's the most well-known actor that's in this movie.
That's ironic.
Yeah, and he doesn't even like speak really.
Yeah.
But like yeah,
Man.
he's one of the great kind of like classic actors. He was in a bunch of like old monster movies back in the day and stuff. So
Yeah.
he was in like he was in The Bride of Frankenstein, The Invisible Man, so he was in a lot of the Universal like horror movies from back in the 30s.
Jeez,
So actually,
got some clout then.
yeah, I bet like a pretty big part of the budget went to him because like because of how well known he was.
Yeah, for sure. I can see that.
But yeah, um, so yeah, basically, after the lawyer gets killed, the killer calls like the communications lady, who then like patches it over to the sheriff and is like, "Hey, this guy wants to like see you or whatever." That's what she's saying. Like that's basically what he's saying and stuff.
Yeah.
So the sheriff leaves, and then the killer continues to talk to the telephone operator and is basically saying like, "Hey, I'm Mary Ann, remember me?" And like it freaks her out. So she calls like somebody in to like take over her spot so she can like go and investigate.
Yeah.
And like
And that was that one girl, right?
yeah, yeah. And on first viewing, when she says like Mary Ann, like you have no clue what they're even talking about. But on like later viewings, you're like, oh shoot.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. I was
Now
like,
that
what?
yeah, it's this is one of those
Who
movies
is
where like it's almost better on like second or third view just because you have way more information.
Yeah.
And
Sounds like it. Sounds like you gotta know some stuff first.
yeah, and then so like I think the sheriff dies next because he goes out to the graveyard and gets killed, if I remember correctly.
I believe so.
And then I think after that is when the like actual like the telephone operator lady actually gets killed after that.
Yeah, because he's like saying all this stuff, like, or yeah, he tells her to grab his hand.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
his dismembered
And
hand.
I think it's like the
Oh my
lawyer's
gosh,
severed
like,
hand. I think he hands her the lawyer's like severed hand.
oh my gosh,
Or wait,
take my
no.
hand.
No, wait. Maybe he gives her the mute guy's hand because they said he cut that guy's hands off.
Could be, man. He's got a lot of hands. He's probably got a hand collection at this point.
But yeah, and then when the mute guy like runs out in the road and they hit him with the car, to me that looked like a complete accident. And the lady's like, "You killed him," and she's like all upset at him, and it's like he had no way of stopping that car.
No, not at all. But like, it was weird. Didn't he come back with like blood on his face or something? I
Oh
thought
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
maybe it was just the lighting, but it looked like yeah, it looked like he had blood on his face. Like that's why I was like, wait, like this just further cements that he's the killer.
Yeah,
But it's like, no, he wasn't at all.
at that point in the story, you're still kind of led to believe that Jeffrey Butler might be the killer at that point.
Yeah,
And at like we kind of skipped this over a little bit, but towards the beginning, we are told that news of this like the house's sale like spread out to a like insane asylum, and I guess an insane like somebody from the insane asylum just escapes to go to the house,
yeah,
and you're sort of led to believe
yeah.
that
Because
it's
he's like, oh, there's some
Jeffrey.
more killing.
Yeah, you're sort of led to believe that it's Jeffrey that is the escaped mental patient at first. And so for like most of this movie, you're kind of thinking it's
Yeah,
him. And then but like when Jeffrey like gets to the house and starts reading the diary and you start learning about what everything that happened, that's when it gets like really convoluted and kind of confusing. And I think the movie loses people there.
yeah. Like especially like with that mental mob scene, like. I felt like that probably could have been cut down quite a bit. It felt like it just kept going on and on. It's like, okay, yes, we know what's gonna happen. Come on, let's get on with it.
So did you? I don't know
But
if you
yeah,
picked. I don't know if you picked up on this, but so basically it says Wilfred Butler started that insane asylum because to like treat his daughter, who was like dealing with some kind of like mental like illness was happening to her, and that's why he let all
Yeah.
the doctors and patients in to begin with, was because he's rich and he wanted to get his daughter treatment. But I don't know if you picked up on this,
Yeah.
but the reason that she needed mental treatment is because he raped his own daughter.
Yeah, I had that in my notes. I was like, wait, this dude, he really
Yeah,
did that. He was the one who did that. Like, are you serious?
yeah,
But then he's like, oh, I wanted to protect her from the abuse of the doctors. Like, dude, you're the one who caused this. Like, you're the
he
problem.
started
Like,
it.
go, just stay away.
He literally
Yeah, he started
started it.
all this. Like, dude.
And
Yeah.
like and his, so that means Jeffrey is his grandson and his son, which is just wild.
That is absolutely messed up. That's some freaking backwoods Alabama shit right
Yeah.
there.
And
Like, oh
and
my
then
gosh, that's
and then
messed up, dude.
so he wasn't, I guess the doctors were sort of taking advantage of being able to live in the house and live off of Wilfred's money. So he got upset and he's like,
Yep.
I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to let the inmates out and they're going to kill these people for me. Which is just like, oh my
Yeah.
god. Couldn't he just kick them out himself?
Maniacal. Yeah, like, dude, just be like, get out. But no, instead, he's just like, okay, we're gonna unleash the whole mental mob on him. They're gonna kill him, and I'm going to be blameless.
Yeah, it, and it backfires on him because all the inmates kill his daughter. Um Jeffrey had already been sent away, like he was adopted by people in California. So like he was safe, but
Okay.
the daughter died right in that asylum
Yeah.
by the patients. And then okay, so this is the only, this part of the movie kind of bothers me because it makes no sense. But the mayor, the mute guy, the communications lady, the sheriff, they were all inmates that murdered the daughter. So if they were inmates in an insane asylum, why are they completely competent and level-headed in the present day?
Wait, so those people were actually
Yes.
like
Yes.
in the mental asylum? What?
Oh, yes. So
What? That's crazy.
yeah, I didn't know if you picked that up either. But yeah,
No, no, not at all.
the whole reason
Oh, well,
Wilfred,
wait. So, oh, sorry. So I did catch on like whenever like they caught or the big lady that was the I don't know whatever her job was,
she was the
like whenever
communications.
she got caught and she was about to get killed, they said something about, oh yeah, I remember you or whatever. I was like, wait, how, what? So that explains it. Yeah, that
Yeah,
makes sense now.
yeah. So Wilfred was the one killing all of these people in present day. He didn't actually get burned up
Yeah.
at, he didn't get burned up at the beginning like we were led to believe. So the old person,
Yeah, it was
like playing the piano at the beginning was Wilfred, and he just burned that guy alive. And basically Wilfred wanted to get revenge on the people that killed his daughter. So the whole movie he's killing the
yeah.
mayor, he's killing the mayor, the sheriff, communications lady, the mute guy. He wants to kill them all because they were insane and murdered his daughter, but now they're not insane anymore for some reason.
Yeah, just somehow like, oh yeah, yeah, we're good now. Yeah, no
That's the,
therapy, nothing. We're fine. We're functional.
and they built a town.
Yeah, like what? Then again, like in that meeting scene where they first meet the lawyer, they acted really, really weird. Like they were just like definitely like, yeah, like, it's just acting really sketchy. It was just like,
They were just,
yeah, I did
they,
not get good vibes from them.
yeah, they wanted to sell the property because they were ashamed of what they did when they used to be insane.
Yeah,
Used to be insane.
I just want to bury it. Yeah, yeah, used to be just, oh yeah, we're good now. That's just how it works. We're gonna
Yeah,
build up a whole freaking town now.
Yeah, we used to be insane inmates at an asylum, and we killed a rich man's daughter. But like, we're okay now. Yeah, like
Yeah, no biggie.
that's the only part of the movie that
Like,
just does not work for me.
yeah, just oh my gosh, dude. Like, yeah, I don't know how you come to that conclusion. It's just like, oh yeah, yeah, they were insane, but now they're not. Like, how'd you all come up with that? Like,
Yeah,
how that makes sense?
actually I need to look this up. Who even wrote this? Yeah, I'm gonna look it up real quick. Oh, and by the
Oh,
way,
good.
the
Yeah, yeah,
original title was called Night of the Dark Full Moon,
that's weird.
and they decided to call it Silent Night, Bloody Night.
Yeah, and then they played Silent Night a million times in the movie
Yeah, they
to
do play. They
emphasize
play the
this is Silent
music.
Night, Bloody Night.
Yeah, they do play that music a lot.
Yeah,
Um.
it was weird. Like that one scene.
Oh shit.
Um, I think it was after. Oh yeah.
So the reason the writing feels a little weird and convoluted, there was three writers.
Hmm.
So that's probably
Oh
why.
wow.
That's probably why it doesn't completely make sense with the insane asylum stuff. There's three different people writing this thing, so sections of it were written by different people, I think. Um, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I was about to
So
say.
one of the
Mm-mm.
writers, Jeffrey Convitz, he wrote 3 movies and he produced 10 movies. Um, he wrote Gorp, which I've never heard of. It came out in
Gorp.
1980. He wrote The Sentinel from 1977, and then he wrote Silent Night, Bloody Night in 1972. So this was the first movie he wrote.
Yeah. Huh.
But like oh wow, yeah, he produced he's produced quite a few like movies. He produced Cyborg 2, which
Hmm.
Cyborg 2 was Angelina Jolie's first movie, I believe.
Oh wow.
Or it
Some
was
big
one of her
stuff there.
first. It was one of her first. It's not the very first. But yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the newest movie that Jeffrey Convitz has produced is Under the Silver Lake, which came out in 2018. So the guy's still around.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and
Well, good for him.
Under the
Doing what he
Silver
loves.
Lake, Under the Silver Lake has Andrew Garfield in it.
Oh wow.
So yeah,
That's crazy.
the producer of Silent Night, Bloody Night went on to produce a movie with Andrew Garfield in it from 2018.
Hey, that's making it pretty big. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
about to say that's pretty good, pretty big.
But yeah, so yeah, there's 3 different writers. The director is credited as a writer too, which he directed.
Jeez, they must not have been communicating.
Yeah, he directed 4 movies and he produced 4 movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, Theodore Gershuni or whatever. That's his name. I have
Okay.
I own one other movie that he has directed. Yeah, he
What
directed
movie is that?
Sugar Cookies, which came out in 1973, and it's supposed to be a pretty decent movie. Oh wow! So Mary Warnov from who played the mayor's daughter in Silent Night, Bloody Night is also in Sugar
Hmm.
Cookies.
Okay. Hmm.
Which like yeah, I've not seen Sugar Cookies, but I do own it. So
Yeah.
we might actually do that on this on here eventually. We might do an episode over Sugar Cookies.
Nice.
And then okay, so there's one more rider on this thing. Yeah, I was just really curious on what else these. Oh, so the third rider, Ira Teller. This is the only movie he ever
Hmm.
worked on.
Oh wow,
Yeah, he's credited as a writer of this movie, and that's it. He's got no other credits.
that's crazy. It's just like there's like, hey dude, can you write some stuff real quick for this movie? He's like, okay,
Oh, and
and just did nothing else.
the guy who did, or I don't know if it's a guy or not, but the person who did the makeup on this movie, their name is Pat Pizza.
I was about to comment on that because I saw it in the credits. Like, oh look, it's Pat Pizza. That's a cool name. I love it.
I don't that could be a woman or a
Freaking Pat
man.
Pizza, man.
That could be a woman or a man, to be
Yeah, I
honest.
mean,
Because Pat is
either
like a
way, that's awesome.
yeah, Pat's like a gender neutral name.
Yeah,
And the composer of this
that's
movie,
hilarious.
his name is Gershon Kingsley. I thought the music was good.
Mm-hmm.
Like I thought the music was very kind of
Yeah, it was.
classic kind of 70s horror music.
Absolutely, the music fit the vibe really well.
And it looks
That
like
was good.
Gershon Kingsley also did the music for Sugar Cookies. So a lot of these people,
Okay.
yeah, a lot of the people that worked on Silent Night, Bloody Night went on to work on Sugar Cookies. So it's almost like the same crew almost.
I'll definitely check it out then
Yeah. I mean, we'll definitely do it.
after they made this masterpiece.
Yeah, no, I gave Silent Night, Bloody Night a 5 out of 5. I don't know if it's actually a 5 out of 5, but I just personally like it a lot.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good movie. I'd say it's a good movie. I mean, obviously it's from the 70s, like we said. It's kind of campy and cheesy, but I mean, that's the charm of it, of those movies from back then, for sure.
But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like this movie has like I feel like the acting is actually pretty good. The music's really good. It's shot really well. I don't think it ever gets boring.
Yes.
Like to me it never got boring. Everything is basically just about
Yeah.
perfect except for the writing. I think the writing is the only part where it gets a little the story just doesn't make it doesn't make 100% sense. But everything about
Yeah.
all
Did
the
they
other
correct?
pieces are really good.
Yeah, absolutely. Did they correct this writing in the remake, or or were you going to see the same
Um,
thing?
I haven't watched the remake in a while. Like I don't watch the remake every
Okay.
yeah, I don't watch the remake every year. I think it's been like 2 or 3 years since I watched the remake. But yeah, we're
Okay.
definitely gonna do the remake next though. But yeah, it's been a
Yep.
while since I've seen that one. But this one I watch like every year, so this one's like way fresher in my mind because I've seen it like 4 times. I think I've only seen the remake twice.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Well, this will be fun then.
Yeah. Um. But yeah,
Gosh.
I feel like this movie pretty much has all of the pieces of like a classic masterful horror movie. It's just that writing gets really sloppy when you get into the flashbacks.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. That was just the pacing was off. Like it was just
Yeah,
really confusing and just weird.
basically like
I don't know.
I'm completely on board with the movie until he picks up that diary and you start getting the whole history and then I'm like this doesn't add up, but I'm still watching. I'm still here, but like I'm not completely
Yeah.
vibing with this. I just think it has like
Mm-mm.
the
And
only
like
thing basically the only thing wrong with it is it just has weird story choices towards the end.
yeah, like one thing I was confusing was like he says something about oh nobody needs to see this diary but my son or whatever. But yeah, it's like it's literally just sitting out there by the piano or whatever. It's like literally anybody walks in this house is going to see your
Yeah,
diary,
yeah,
bud.
yeah.
Like I don't know what you were thinking. He didn't hide it too well.
he's like nobody is ever gonna read this, and it's like, well, they kind of are.
Yeah. A little bit. Oh man, but yeah, that whole end like last that flashback part was just
And I think
just weird.
I really like the actor that played Jeffrey though.
He did really good.
Yeah, I think he has like a really kind of like nice kind of look to him. Like he definitely they picked a good person like visually because he could easily be a evil person just like looking at him. So it kind of fits in with
Yes.
it fits in with the fact that they're like trying to make him out to be the killer for most of the runtime. It like kind of fits like his look, he looks kind of sinister. And I thought his acting was pretty
That
good.
and like yeah, absolutely. That and like in the beginning, wasn't he like smashing like car windows and
Yeah,
stuff?
yeah.
Like
Yeah, because his car broke
that made
down.
me really think that he was unhinged.
Yeah, his car broke down on his way and to get to his house, like to his property that he wants to sell. And when she passes by him, he got like so pissed off that he uses like he had like a crowbar in his hand, I think, and he starts like smashing the window in.
Yep.
And you're just like, damn, that's
Yeah, and I felt like
you're like you immediately think, oh, that's the guy who escaped the asylum. That's what you're immediately led to believe.
yeah, he's acting like yeah, because he's acting like really unhinged and stuff, and like, and also where you see the person escape the asylum, he has like a little like it wasn't a well what that dude had wasn't a crowbar, it was something
Yeah,
else,
it
but
was
I
a
mean
wrench.
the Jeffrey had a crowbar, but yeah, so like it kind of like makes you believe like okay this dude yeah he's the killer like he's the guy who escaped, he has he's smashing stuff and everything else,
Yeah,
so
like literally
yeah they did a pretty good job with that.
yeah, like literally all of the early stuff is good. It's literally just like the last like 15 minutes or so that make no sense.
Yeah, it kind of just takes you away from it, just like okay you ruined it. Not totally, but yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, is there like anything else that you have to say about this?
I'm looking through my notes. I put a few. I just put like some stuff down. It's just kind of like stuff like reactions or whatever. I'm
Oh
just like,
yeah.
how? Like at first, I thought when Jeffrey is the killer, he's tricking everybody. Like he's bleeding them all to these places so he could get them secluded and kill them. Like this dude, like how is he? How is he trusted? And like it was weird. Like that one part when Jeffrey and the girl, like whenever he goes to their house and she has like the gun on him or whatever, like I don't know, after he shows his ID and stuff and like he's about to leave, like they're like their faces are really close. I'm like, there's some weird like tension, like sexual tension here or
Yeah.
something. Like it
Yeah.
felt like it was
It
weird.
it feels like they want to be a couple, but they don't ever really become a couple.
It felt
But
like a scrapped idea or something. It was
yeah, it feels like if Jeffrey hadn't gotten like shot there, they probably would have been a couple if he hadn't got shot at the end.
probably
Because
I
like
could
she
see that.
she gets like really upset, even though he shot her dad and her dad shot him. She's still like upset over both of their deaths because they were they were sort of pitted against each other, so they were both victims actually.
Absolutely.
Because I think Jeffrey
Like
Jeffrey was trying to like kill them, like he shot the mayor out of like I think he was just like shocked, like he didn't know who it was coming in, so he just shot. And the mayor didn't know who was on the other side of the door, and so he just shot him. It was like a complete accident, but they both killed each other just because they were both freaked out.
yeah, because I think the yeah, and I think the girl realized like, okay, neither of these guys like killed anybody. Like
Yeah.
obviously like that's her like what she thought was her father.
Well,
She knew he didn't kill anybody. She knew
her
that
dad
Jeffrey
did
didn't
her
either.
dad did kill Jeffrey's mom.
Oh yeah, I forgot the mental asylum. Yeah, he's the one of the mental asylum patients.
But here's the thing.
Oh gosh.
How the other thing that doesn't make sense about that flashback is how would Wilfred know like which of the inmates actually killed his daughter, and like it never shows his daughter die, so like it could have been any of the other inmates. So why these inmates in particular that he went after?
maybe they're like the survive, like the last like of those people. Maybe they're like the
Oh,
only
like
like people
maybe,
left alive.
oh, like maybe, over the like 20 or 30 or 40 so years, like maybe Wilfred was already like killing all of them off one by one, and maybe these were just the last four of them or whatever. Like maybe he's just
Yeah,
the
like maybe the squatter.
yeah, maybe the squatter was one of them.
Oh,
That's what I'm kind of
yeah,
wondering. It's just like
yeah,
over the decades, he was just like killing them off, and then these were just the last ones.
yeah. Probably, I could see that. Like because yeah, that seemed weird to just be targeting those few people.
When there were so many of them, there was like 20 inmates, I think. Like there was like a bunch of them on screen.
Yeah, and that mob sequence. Oh my gosh, yeah, it was like at least 20 or more, all just going in there. I was like, oh my gosh, this is kind of freaky. Like they did
Yeah,
really
yeah,
good with that. It creeped me out.
yeah. The atmosphere was. I think the atmosphere in this movie is like really good. Like it has kind of like a dark kind of tension in the movie.
Yes, absolutely. It was awesome.
But yeah,
Crazy stuff, man.
but yeah. Is there anything else in your notes though that you kind of because I feel like I've pretty much said most of what I need to say.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess going back to that one part, like it was weird that like he stole or Jeffrey stole the dude's car or the lawyer's car and then came back there and then I don't know, like the girl still trusted him. He's
Yeah,
like, "Did you steal a
yeah.
car?" And he's like, "Yeah." And they just sit down, have a drink, like, "Yeah, that's no big deal. He stole a
Well,
car.
he didn't
He's totally
really
like giving off killer vibes at the
he
time."
didn't like really steal it though. He was basically just like he couldn't find his lawyer, so he was just gonna use the car until he found his lawyer again.
Yeah. But yeah, it did make him look really, really suspect for
It did,
sure.
yeah.
Oh man. Oh shoot, dude. Um, uh, I'm looking. Yeah, I don't know why. Like in that one scene, I think it's when the lawyer died. Like it showed like that crucifix. Like I guess Wilfred put like a crucifix in his hand. I thought that was supposed to be some sort of calling card, but he never did it again. Oh wait, maybe that was what was in the gift, the present. I don't know. That'd be a weird gift, but I just thought of that.
Yeah, I don't know because we didn't see. Well, we didn't. I think I still think the gift was like an engagement ring though.
Probably, but yeah, I was just thinking like, oh shoot, here's a theory, a freaking movie theory.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, because like they never show him have like a crucifix again, like put it on a body or whatever. That was weird, but I don't know. It was weird. Oh man, in the or at first I was like confused as to like why the mute guy had like the bell. At first I thought he was just being an
Oh
asshole
no,
and just
yeah.
interrupting him.
I think
Yeah,
that was just his way of being like you too, or like yeah, I hear you, because he couldn't talk
yeah, just
himself.
his way of communicating. But yeah, it just felt like he's like, want to ring the bell, want to interrupt you. Oh, I
Yeah,
brought my camera.
I think that was just his way of just being
Oh,
like of just responding.
yeah, yeah, for sure. I caught on that later. I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. He's communicating with that. But yeah. I also thought it was weird how like the first thing the lawyer did when he got in that house was, "Oh yeah, we're just gonna sit down, play the piano, and sing a little bit in this old abandoned house." Like, okay.
Well, like he was basically just supposed to stay
Oh my.
there, and in the morning he was gonna meet with Jeffrey. I think that was the whole consensus of it all.
Yeah, it was just funny how he's just like, "Yeah, I'm just going to sit down, play the piano," like, oh man. Yeah. Eh, yeah, I don't think there's anything else, honestly. Yeah, pretty much went
Yeah,
through everything. So,
yeah. We've already been doing this for like 50 minutes.
wow. I couldn't even tell.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
we talked about this movie for almost as long as it is.
That's wild.
Because
That's wild.
the movie's like 85 minutes long. It's like a really quick movie.
This felt like this felt like it was like a 10-20 minute conversation.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
I think it's just like that good of like a movie that like there's a lot to talk about it, so we just kept going. Like I don't like I think I could continue to watch this movie pretty much on a yearly basis. Like if I just watch
Yeah,
it,
I would.
yeah,
Like, yeah,
like once a year, I could like I've already seen it like 4 times, and like I still wasn't bored.
yeah, absolutely. Like you said,
I
there's a lot to talk about with it. It's like it's interesting, it gets you thinking.
Yeah, I think it's definitely up there with a lot of the like classic kind of movies. It's just this one's kind of under the radar a little bit, and because it's public domain, there's so many movie companies that have put this out on DVD. It's been put out on DVD by several different companies because it's like if you wanted to, you could make your own DVD and sell this movie yourself. Like any of us could do it. Like because it's there's
That's
nobody.
hilarious.
Yeah, nobody owns this. Like we could burn a DVD and sell it to somebody. I believe.
Make a
I
special
could be wrong.
podcast edition.
Yeah, I could be wrong. But like how we watched it today was like I have a Blu-ray of Silent Night, Bloody Night 2, and the first movie is a bonus feature on the Blu-ray of the sequel.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's how we watched it. Yeah, I put my Blu-ray in, and we just went to the bonus features and watched the movie.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and I also have an
Just
old
like, yeah, we got this.
I have an old DVD of this movie also, but my DVD has a different title. Like when on the cover it says Silent Night, Bloody Night, but when you go to watch the movie, the title screen has a different title. I think there's actually like 3 or 4 different titles that this movie went by over the years.
That's crazy. I
Yeah,
wonder if they did that to, like, I don't know, just
I
make
think
it
it
look
was
like
to
it was
make
something different.
yeah, I
I
think
don't
it was
know.
to make money. They would like re-release it in theaters every couple of years with a different title because the movie nobody really saw them. It was so under the radar that they could just re-release it. And the title that it became most famous for was Silent Night, Bloody Night. So that's why people
Yeah.
call it that to today. Because that was the title
Yeah. Okay.
when it went under that title, it got more kind of viewership, more like prominence or whatever. But yeah, it's
That makes sense.
like I mean, and yeah, this was like one of the early slasher movies, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre hadn't happened yet. Uh, Black Christmas hadn't come out yet, which Black Christmas is like one of the most famous Christmas horror movies, and that movie had not come out yet.
Yeah.
Halloween hadn't come out yet, and Halloween is the one that really started the slasher genre, but this is one of those precursor movies. Like I would say Psycho, Silent Night, Bloody Night, Black Christmas, and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre are sort of like the 4 early slasher movies that eventually led to like Halloween becoming like the grandfather of the slasher movie.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I think in my notes too, I just saw that, like, like the movie kind of gave off Halloween vibes. Like, I don't know, maybe Halloween was a little bit inspired by this.
I know Halloween was in fact inspired by Black Christmas though. So
Didn't know that.
yeah, it's possible that this movie was sort of this movie might have kind of helped inspire Black Christmas. I don't know if it did, but it's possible, I think.
Yeah, I'm about to say, like, it just definitely gave off those kind of vibes Halloween did for me too. Like, oh, just the suspense, the shots, just yeah, just how it went down. It all goes down one house. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
I really do think that Silent Night, Bloody Night is just like a really well made kind of like early slasher movie. And I feel like it should get more
absolutely.
I feel like it should get more attention than it does. And I hope one day like somebody like a company like the best company to do something with this movie, I think, would be Vinegar Syndrome. If they would like go through, remaster this movie, and sort of like do a new transfer, like really clean this movie up and like bring like up like do an up-res and stuff. And they if they did a Blu-ray release, I think that'd be like really cool. Which I really hope they do that.
Yeah, for sure.
I think Vinegar
Yeah,
Syndrome would be the company for this movie though to do that. But yeah, if
yeah, for sure.
I think that's about it though. So like if you're done, I think we can go ahead and wrap this one up.
Yep, I'm down.
All right, so
Go
yeah,
start the remake.
thank you guys for watching episode 2 of Let's Get Cinematic, and we will be back next week, or not next week. It'll be like 2 weeks from today. We will have an episode covering the remake, which is called Silent Night, Bloody Night, Homecoming. Which it so basically, yeah. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'm like really bad at like ending.
Thank you.
I'm really bad at ending these things. I don't I don't really know how to do that yet.
You're good. You're good. Ah, you're
Yes.
good. I was about to say I don't know either. I'm just like, yep, thanks. See
Yeah.
ya.
I think I'll get better as we go because this is only the second episode. Like this is brand new
About to
still.
say, yeah, it's the only second one.
So
It's
yeah,
gonna get better.
again,
Yeah.
thanks for watching. I hope you guys all check out Silent Night, Bloody Night. And if you like this podcast, if you liked our conversation, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, like the video, share it with others. We want to kind of like really expand on this podcast and kind of get it to as many eyes as possible so that like we can like maybe do this thing as like a living, like make like actually do it, like make it kind of more profitable or something, like build a little community of people and whatnot. So yeah,
That would be fun.
yeah,
Let's
so
do
i
it.
guess i guess we'll go ahead and we'll go from here, and then you can expect the next episode in like 2 weeks from today. So yeah, thanks.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you.
That was really awkward.